What is up everybody, it's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be talking about every known race/species in the world of Black Clover, including humans, elves, demons, and more. In recent chapters of the manga, new races have been introduced into the story, and it is quite possible that even more might be introduced in the future. But until then, I will explain everything you need to know about all the currently known races/species in the Black Clover story. If you enjoyed the Black Clover content on this channel and you want to see more, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar for all the latest news and updates. Finally, this video will contain manga spoilers, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. First up, we have the humans, who are by far the largest race in the story when it comes to numbers. The humans control all of the known nations in the world of Black Clover, and it is likely that the sheer size of the human race is what led to them eventually dominating the entire world of Black Clover. In general, the humans are not the strongest known race, and there are various different subcategories of the human race itself. It is important to note that along with being the most populous race, the humans also appear to have the most advanced technology, and it is likely that both their large population and advanced technology contributed to the fact that humans became dominant in the world of Black Clover. In terms of subcategories, let's start with the regular humans or commoners. Nearly all commoners have some amount of mana, although the amount depends on the individual person. Very rarely, a human is born without any mana altogether, and of course, Asta is one example of that, but it is important to stress that this is a rare occurrence and not the norm, even among commoners. The humans who live in the outermost region of the Clover Kingdom, known as the Forsaken Realm, tend to be the weakest and poorest members of the Clover Kingdom. But that doesn't mean that extremely powerful mages cannot emerge from the Forsaken Realm. Yuno is a perfect example of someone who was raised in the Forsaken Realm all his life, but still possesses an immense amount of mana and magic potential. After the commoners, we have the royal families. We know that at least in the Clover Kingdom, members of royal families tend to have more mana, i.e. a higher magic amount on average when compared to non-royals. And this is why many members of royal families become extremely powerful mages. A lot of royals, although thankfully not all of them, consider themselves to be inherently better and more powerful than commoners because of their royal birth and status. Royals are generally all expected to be highly successful and powerful mages, and any royal who is born without great magic potential is looked down upon by the other royals. Even if a royal does possess a lot of mana but they can't quite control their magic yet, or they possess a unique power that is not properly understood, as was the case with Noel and Secret respectively, these royals will likely still face ridicule from other royals. Another subcategory of humans that has to be mentioned is of course the witches. The witches are human women who live inside the witches' forest, which is a grand magic zone that is located in a neutral area between the Clover and Diamond Kingdoms. The witch's forest is ruled by the Witch Queen, and the women who live inside the witch's forest are supposed to only live there. When a witch leaves the forest, like Vanessa did, she is considered a fugitive from the Witch Queen. Technically speaking, men and non-witches are not allowed inside the witch's forest, but as we know, that didn't stop Asta and friends from going in anyway. The witches tend to have the type of magic that we would associate with witches in our own world, such as magic that revolves around curses or fortune-telling. Finally, we have the humans whose bodies were altered through cruel experimentation, like Mars and Fauna. These humans had mage stones implanted into their bodies by the Diamond Kingdom, and this enhances their magical abilities, but it also affects their personality. Next up, we have the Elves. The Elves, also known as the Elf tribe, are an ancient race who had lived in the Forsaken Realm of the Clover Kingdom up until some 500 years ago. The Elves look a lot like humans, other than the fact that they all have white hair and pointy ears. And their genetic makeup is close enough to the genetic makeup of humans that an elf and a human can have children together, as we saw with Licht, the leader of the Elf tribe, and Tetia, the sister of the first Wizard King. The Elves in general have a lot more magic power than humans, but as mentioned earlier, humans are far more numerous than elves and humans have more advanced technology. The elves are believed to be the only creatures who are able to use magic stones to their fullest extent, and the elves also have knowledge of ancient and forbidden magic that requires immense amounts of mana, such as the creation of a third eye. Because of their immense magical abilities, the elves were once revered by humans, but some humans were also afraid of the elves and jealous of their power. As a result, the devil was able to manipulate the elves and the humans in order to orchestrate the elf massacre 5 centuries prior to the events of Black Clover. Many of the elves, including Patri, did not realize that the massacre had been orchestrated by the devil, and they blamed the humans for betraying them. On top of their normal forms and the three-eyed form, there are several other forms that elves can transform into. After the elf massacre, Licht was able to use the magic stones to transform himself into a giant demon, also known as the demon god. In this form, Licht becomes a mindless monster bent on destruction, and he is ultimately killed by Lumiere, the first wizard king. It is worth noting that the reason Licht turned himself into this monster was to stop the devil from taking control of his body. Taking on this form and being killed by Lumiere was the only way to stop the devil from incarnating into this world. Finally, we have the Dark Elf form. Because creatures who have been brought back to life through reincarnation magic are stricken with wicked hearts, their negative emotions will be amplified and their personalities will be more susceptible to such negative feelings as jealousy, despair, and hatred. Once an elf who has been reincarnated becomes fully corrupted by these negative emotions, he or she transforms into a Dark Elf. So far, the only example we've seen of a Dark Elf form was Patri after he learned the truth about the devil's manipulation of him and his emotions. In this form, Patri's skin becomes darker. His light magic becomes demon light magic, which is a dark and sinister version of light magic, and the whites of his eyes turn black. In the Dark Elf form, Patri appears to be bent on mindless destruction without any emotion or remorse, which is kind of similar to Licht's giant demon form, but Asta is able to get through to Patri after his anti-magic allows him to enter Patri's mind. After that, Patri appears to revert back to his normal form, although his left eye remains black while the other eye goes back to normal. Judging by what we've seen so far, it is quite possible that the elves have even more tricks up their sleeve and that their knowledge of ancient and forbidden magic may allow them to assume unknown forms and transformations that we still haven't even seen yet. Now let's talk about the demons or devils. The Akuma, translated as either devils or demons, appears to be another ancient race of extremely powerful magical beings. Other than Licht's giant demon form, the only demons that we have seen in the series so far is the devil who had possessed Rone and orchestrated the elf massacre, and the demon who is trapped inside of Asta's grimoire. These two demons appear to have some physical similarities, such as horns, sharp teeth, and giant dark wings. We now know that both the devil and Asta's demon come from another dimension, so they are not originally from this world. They were somehow able to come into this world. They are able to possess the bodies of other creatures, such as humans and elves, and they are also able to possess certain objects, such as a 5-leaf grimoire. Because it is said that within the 5th leaf lies the devil, we can assume that for a demon to enter this dimension from their own dimension, a 5-leaf grimoire is required. Although we don't know anything about the demon world or why the demons from there would want to travel to this dimension in the first place. One thing is certain. The demons possess incredibly powerful and rare otherworldly powers, such as the devil's Kotodama magic and Asta's demon's anti-magic. Then we have the Dwarves, another ancient race that once lived alongside the humans and the elves but now appears to be nearly extinct is the Dwarf Race. Like the elves, the dwarves are humanoid and their appearance is very similar to humans. Their biology is also similar enough to human biology for the two species to have children together, and we now know that Charmie Papitsin is half human and half dwarf. Very little is known about the dwarves other than the fact that they appear to be shorter on average than humans, and the fact that they appear to have unique magical skills and abilities. Due to the fact that she is half human and half dwarf, Charmie is able to use two distinct forms of magic: cotton magic and food magic. It is interesting to note that the devil mockingly referred to Asta as a dwarf because of his short stature, and some fans believe that this means that Asta is actually a dwarf or half-dwarf. However, the devil may have been just mocking Asta's height rather than seriously calling him a dwarf, so we do have to keep that in mind. As far as we know so far, Asta is human, but he is one of those very rare humans who was born without any magical power. At any rate, I can't wait to learn more about the dwarves in the future. And finally we have the spirits. The spirits are extremely rare creatures who are summoned in order to increase the power of elemental magic. It would be wrong to call the spirits a race in and of themselves, but because they are a very unique type of creature in the Black Clover story, I decided to talk about them here. So far we have been introduced to only two spirits, Sylph, the wind spirit, and Salamander, the fire spirit. It is possible that there is a spirit for every single type of magic, including water, earth, and so on, but we are yet to meet these other spirits. We know that spirits are highly intelligent and powerful creatures, and that their powers and personalities evolve along with the user to whom they are attached. Yuno encountered the wind spirit Sylph inside a dungeon, and she appears to have been summoned by powerful ancient magic. She has since grown very attached to Yuno, and she appears to have a romantic crush on him as well. The fire spirit Salamander was first used by the elf Fauna, but control of the spirit is later transferred to Fugolion Vermilion. Unlike Sylph, who has the appearance of a humanoid fairy or pixie, Salamander has the appearance of an orange lizard, and as he becomes more powerful, Salamander can turn into a huge winged dragon big enough to carry passengers on its back. I am very curious to see how many more spirits there are in the Black Clover story, and what their unique powers and appearance will be. And those are all the races and species in Black Clover that we know about so far. Even though our knowledge of most of the other races and species aside from the humans and elves is very limited for now, the fact that humans, elves, and dwarves all have a biology that is similar enough for them to have children amongst themselves means that there are likely some extremely interesting hybrid creatures walking around out there in the world of Black Clover. Creatures like the amazing Charmie Papitsin. Let me know what you guys think. What is your favorite race/species in Black Clover so far? Which do you like best, humans, elves, demons, dwarves, spirits? And what other races do you think could be introduced in Black Clover in the future? Orcs, fairies, otakus? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoy the Black Clover content on this channel, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I want to thank the visual editor of this video, DakotaBroskie, for being awesome and for helping us bring more content to you here on AnimeUproar. Dakota is one of the several editors that have been instrumental in allowing us to produce far more videos than we used to. So please show DakotaBroskie some love and follow his YouTube channel. His channel is anime focused and it is top tier quality weeb content. I will link the channel in the description, so go over there and show the man some love. A huge thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for supporting our work. I want to give a special thank you to our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Chubbs is the man, Nothing But a Fan, and Jason Wilson. And another huge thank you to our The One tier patrons, the ones who stand above all other clans, including Baby Ray, Ace, Ingrata, Alolanadam, Maddie Mac, and Michael Calderon. If you guys feel that our content provides value for you and you want to support more, be sure to check out our Patreon link in the description. Even donating $1 will give you access to our AnimeUproar patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these amazing people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, I really appreciate it. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.